Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome to another episode of McStratter123. This is for 1/30 of 2023. We're at the end of the month. And I want to thank everyone for subscribing and for supporting the channel. And today we're going to kind of do something a little bit different. We're going to take a look at the indexes here and then go over a watch list. We'll try to wrap this up in about 15 minutes. I want to talk about one of the comments that I got the other day, and it was very flattering, but at the same time, whoever it is, if you could tell me exactly what you meant by it. But basically I believe the comment was, I love your work, and I would like to dive into that just a little bit deeper as far as what you actually like about these videos, because that kind of feedback is priceless. And if you'd like, let me know and we'll talk a little bit more. But some of the other comments that I got too, and I've had the privilege to get to know a few of you along the way, which is awesome. And I really believe that there's always power in numbers. But I was talking to someone, and she said, I just don't understand why your channel hasn't picked up as far as the number of viewers. And I kind of just let it go in one ear and the other, because for me it's not about the number of viewers. It's about helping other people who want to learn. And then she answered her own question about a minute later, and she said, I got it. It's because it's so basic. And it's because you don't flash your P&L. And it's because you don't flash all this other stuff in order to impress people. And I told her, you're exactly right. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to educate you and show you why the Strat is so powerful, and how to break down the chart so that the probability of you succeeding is a lot higher than failing. Now, does that mean it's always going to work? Absolutely not. You can fail just as much as you succeed, but here's the difference. What I'm showing you here hopefully keeps you from failing in a way where you bleed out mentally to the point where you don't want to take the next trade when it sets up. The hardest part about the market is the mental part. You have to be willing to see your setup and take your setup when you're told to do it, without thinking, or as Mark Douglas would say, without hesitation or reservation. You just take it because you've already accepted the fact that anything can happen. There is nothing out there that will tell you what will happen next. Absolutely nothing. And you have to understand and believe that. All right. Lecture over. And with that said, let's take a look at the indexes here. Now, keep in mind, we are at the end of the month, so we're running out of month. Tomorrow will be the last day, I believe. Or what do we have, 2 days? We have 2 more trading days in this month. And so that right there should tell you that if your stock hasn't already started to move on the month and it's inside, then you might want to look at something else. Okay, so let's look at the SPY here. Again, this right here is the year, quarter, month, weekly, and then a 1 year daily. So we have multiple time frames here to tell us what is going on. So let's break down the SPY here. Inside year, inside quarter, inside month. We have a 2 up on the week, and we're trying to come back up right here and take out this high. Okay? That previous high what is that? 410.49. And you can see how we kind of consolidated right here. We broke out, we consolidated, and now we're trying to run back up to this high right here. We might consolidate here for another 2 days and then try to make a decision whether or not we'd like to go up or break back down. Qs. We already hit our target here, but look, we have a gap right here as well. But let's break this one down. Inside year, 2 on the quarter, 2 on the month, 2 on the week, and then of course we have this daily action where if you were short right here, you are not in a good place. You are upset because this market just bounced in your face. And that is the kind of stuff that I'm trying to educate people about, that these trends and these moves happen. Just like this trend happened to the downside, the trend to the upside can happen as well. So just keep in mind, the Qs look pretty dang strong right now. IWM, same thing. Inside year, 2 on the quarter, 2 on the month, 2 on the week, and we ran right back to this level of resistance. So what do? We don't know. For me personally, I would like to see us consolidate a little bit here, right above this 10, and then take another run up to this level right here to 195.15. Okay? And the Dow, the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Dow. It's lagging, and it wouldn't shock me to see this thing get back up to here and then possibly even run back up to there. All right, so we've covered the indexes, and now let's go to the watch lists. Okay, so for those of you who know me, you know that I use a simple moving average of a 2 and a 10, and when the 2 crosses the 10, that tells me that that is resist or support. And then I always go based upon the number of days above the 10 or the recross. And you can see right here with Zillow that we are now at an A1, which means it's been 1 day since the last 2x10 cross. And maybe I should show this right here. Okay, and so that's what I mean right here. So the 2 crosses the 10 right here, so it's 1 day up. That's what I do. Of course, I'm going to take some of this back off again, but that's how I do it, right or wrong. Again, you got to make the market your own. Do you, as they would say. Nike, right to resistance here. I'd love to see it chop sideways a little bit before making a run up to 140, because look at what we have here in March. We have earnings. Cliff, we talked about kind of breaking out. I'll be watching to see if we can get back up to this 23 area. FedEx, nice consolidation. Just going sideways. Sooner or later, this thing is going to commit either up or down. Best Buy, same thing, sideways chop. All on my watch list, guys, because right now the price action isn't telling you to get in. Planet Fitness, same thing, sideways. Baker Hughes, sideways. Boot. This one was actually brought to my attention by someone that I've talked with. And look at this thing. Beautiful, right? Here was your move up in the earnings. Chop sideways. And then we had earnings and we just exploded up to this next level. I would like to see this thing chop sideways within this highlighted area, and then possibly get back up to this 96. But I'm going to wait for this patiently to set up. It's quite a ways away from the 10. That's the other thing. I do put a lot of weight in the 10-day moving average just because to me, that's what works for me. Zoom. Zoom is a nice one. Look at the beautiful consolidation. This was brought to my attention by another guy that I talked with, and I love this. Nice sideways chop, and now we're running, and we're going to see if we can get back up to this 79. JP Morgan chopping sideways. Ford broke out on Friday, and hopefully we can get back up to some of these levels. Earnings is coming up. Bank of America trying to break out. PCG chopping sideways. If you wanted to, you could actually take your lines here and kind of draw another box within a box here. I would really like to see this thing get up there, but we'll see what happens. PayPal broke out and went to the next level of resistance. I know that's kind of hard to see, but you definitely can see it here where we got back up. US Bank has the start of a new trend, and you can see how we ran right back up to resistance, and then the sellers came in and shorted it. I actually shorted this on the 27th twice, and just for quick scalps, but the strength of the market really propped this one up. So I will look to possibly trade this back up, because we do have this wonderful gap right here, you know, and this is the stuff that you gotta be aware of. That's a gap fill right there. I always mark my gaps with kind of a dashed line until it's filled. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me to see this one kind of go right back to a 2-2 reversal back up, and if that's the case, I'll trade it back up to the upside. Oracle, start of a new trend, right? Start of a new trend. We already had earnings, so if this one goes 2-2 down and we get below this 10-day moving average, your trade for this, in my opinion, and it's only an opinion, would be to trade it back down to here. Because in my opinion, this right here is a false breakout. It failed, and now we got a shooter, and so we'll see if we can get the 2-2 reversal back down. You could take money right here, or you could try to play it back down. It all depends on whether or not you have runners or not. This is still a pretty good trade in my book, because if you get back down to here, 87.54, that's a 50-cent move. No, not a bad trade. AEO pulling back after it hit resistance. Reaching our block. I'm in this one, waiting for it to either break up or down. My stop on this one will be below the 10-day, which would be around the 38.10 area. I got into this one because it was up above the 10. We'll see what happens. Small position. Crowd setting up to take out either the high or lows again. Microsoft, this could be a failed breakout, and if it does, it would be a 2-2 down reversal. So you would trade it back down. Macy's right up to resistance and is pulling back. Tesla. All right, let's talk about Tesla, because everyone wants to talk about Tesla. Full time frame continuity on the year, the quarter, the month, the week, and we ran right back up to this level. And if you took this trade, this right here would have been your stop, 161.17. I did not take this trade. I don't like to play earnings, but for those who took it, congratulations. I'm happy for you. For me, this thing needs to rest, and it needs to go sideways right there before we would run back up to this 200 area. Because here's the thing, this thing could go 2-2 reversal down, right, and fill the gap too. So Tesla, good luck for all those people who did that. AEHR, same thing, start of a new trend where it's trying to reverse. Really like this one. Looks awesome on all time frames. Just setting up on the daily, in my opinion, to go higher. Roku broke out on Friday, trying to run to that next level. Under Armour looks good. Took this trade on Friday, took my money at Target, and looks good on all time frames. Earnings coming up. Disney needs to go sideways for a while. Not too interested in it. I have it on the watch list here because if it goes to reversal down, I want to be in this trade for a quick move. NetApp, same thing, looks weak, coming down, hit resistance, and now sellers are stepping in. Hertz looks good, possible run into the $19 area in the earnings. CMCSA, this would be a trade back down. I like the inside day on it. Intel, Intel is just Intel. This thing looks awful. Weak on all time frames. I know some people would look at this and say, well, that's a hammer for the daily. Big deal. For me, it has some work to do, and I would want this to set up for a 2-2 reversal down or a 2-2 continuation back up to the 30. Anything can happen. DD in this trade right now, stop is right below this line right here, and I think we can get back up into the $75 area. And last but not least is Alcoa, just waiting patiently for this one to set up and give me a direction. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to comment. Also, if you'd like, reach out on Twitter. I always enjoy a good conversation. So thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I hope you have a great Sunday. See you on Monday.